gentlemen, welcome back to the GeekWave. This is the low-budget show. It's the show so low it has no budget, of course. That is just life, man. Isn't it? Just no budget. Isn't money good? I like money. I don't like the concept of currency, being what dictates our society. But hey, fuck it. Oh, man. I'm recording this really late at night because I've just been really busy and I'm just like, I gotta do it. I want to talk about this shit. Let's just do it. Get into it. Have fun with it. We're talking DC Fandome this time around. I did this last year before the DC Fandome event then. I don't think I got a thing right that they revealed, so this time I tempered my expectations and my predictions list. So it could be fun. I don't know. Maybe it will be fun. As always, I'll do the follow-up video after the reveals of DC Fandome. And, I know Disney's doing their Disney Plus Expo, and we just had the Netflix one. I'm probably not going to bring up any of the Netflix news because I don't give a shit. I'm not a Netflix guy. I know it's been maybe obvious to some or maybe not to some, but I'm not a Netflix guy. You're going to watch The Witcher, so I don't need to talk about it. You're going to watch Cowboy Bebop. I don't need to talk about it. But we do have a few pieces of news before we get to our main topic. Of course, let's start with this thing that I kind of put off for a bit. I was like, should I do a separate video? I thought about doing more content for Hawkeye, but I'll probably get to it eventually. So Hawkeye got a trailer. November 24th, the Christmas special of Hawkeye drops. I liked the trailer. I'm not going to say it blew me away just because it's Hawkeye. It was unequivocally, unabashedly Hawkeye, and that is going to make some people happy, or it's not. I just think, yeah, I know the Fraction and Aja run has a big impact on people. I think it looked kind of simple. It looked kind of Hallmarky, which, I don't know. I hope it's good, because I know it can be good. I know, okay, I'm not a Jeremy Renner guy when it comes to his Clint Barton. I don't think that's the character I like. And it's something I'm going to talk about more later when I do my special on Hawkeye. I'm going to do a special on Hawkeye at some point. He's never been my favorite interpretation of Clint Barton. But, it looked fine. I'm excited to see Haley Steinfeld. I like her. I think she's a talented actress. I'm more excited for Alekwa Cox as Maya Lopez. I think that's why probably next to Oscar Isaac as Mark Spector and Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, I'm most excited to see Alekwa Cox take on the role of Maya Lopez of anybody in the MCU. I just think that's great. And I hope she gets that spinoff they're talking about. But as far as the trailer go, yeah, it's Christmas. Yeah, it's in the MCU. Yeah, Hamilton, Captain America, that's great. It doesn't excite me any more than it did. It's unequivocally Hawkeye. And that's all a thing can be. Speaking of trailers for Marvel properties, though, this one came out of nowhere, and I'm honestly surprised it got made. Hitmonkey. Do you remember that, when the hell was it? Where everybody was like, we're going to make, The Offenders, there's going to be, Howard the Duck, Tigra, Dazzler, MODOK, and all that. Hitmonkey was in there, too. MODOK got made. It wasn't animated. Came out to be that Patton Oswalt thing that's really cool. I guess Hitmonkey was in a development fast enough where it could get made. It's really weird looking. I just remember watching that trailer, and I'm like, okay, you got Jason Sudeikis in here. Interesting choice. George Takei. Interesting choice. Weird. It just looked weird. I'm like, I'm excited because I'd like to see a Hitmonkey thing. Wouldn't make sense in live action, so yeah, go do whatever this is. Just weird. I'm like, Hitmonkey? Okay. I'm interested. You piqued my interest a little bit, so I can't be mad at that. Can't be too excited for it either, but it's something that's here. Very cool to see. Speaking of things that are here, Bryce Dallas Howard, who has been a big supporter of, I think, a lot of the Disney stuff going on right now with The Mandalorian. She's worked on, was it both seasons? I think she's worked on both seasons. She will be rebooting and producing the Flight of the Navigator reboot for Disney Plus, which, yeah, we finally got the announcement that somebody's going to be doing something with the Rocketeer, so it only makes sense we go back to that well and dig up some old crap. I don't really care about Flight of the Navigator. I think, if I had to venture a guess, this is going to be a response to Space Jam. where it's going to be kind of, like the Cyberverse shit. Again, I don't know the Flight of the Navigator universe like any at all, actually. So if I had to venture a guess, I think this is going to be like we're going to go into Disney's vault, look at some old weird properties and shit, and just like, like a Free Guy meets Space Jam that's what I'm thinking this is going to be. I don't know how much money Space Jam made, but it was probably the worst thing I've seen in a long while. And if that's what this is, I know it's going to be better just because I know Bryce Dallas Howard's a real talent and she's a good director. But I don't have a vote of confidence for this. Just because it doesn't seem like a young person today would be interested. Maybe if it became like an 80s thing where they did like a period piece, it could be special, but our technology has kind of caught up with this, that unless they do some weird crap with it that we've seen in previous movies, it's not going to be special. Which kind of sucks, but that's just the world we live in. And I don't know. It could be cool or it could be bad. Either way, it's going to exist. Speaking of things that could be good or could be bad, that's a lie. These are just bad. So we got our official title for the Fantastic Beasts 3. Okay. Look, it's no shock to anybody listening. I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. I was never interested in those movies. I was never interested in the books or the lore or the stories. Fantastic Beasts, I thought the first one was kind of funny because it's just like, I have all these things in a suitcase and they escaped. That's so stupid, even in a wizarding world. Then Crimes of, what was it, fucking Grindelwald or Johnny Depp as Hitler, whatever that movie is. It was so bad. It is such a bad movie. Now here we go, Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Who cares? What does this have to do with Fantastic Beasts? Nothing. Just call it The Secrets of Dumbledore. I don't care. I mean, what does Eddie Redmayne have to do with this anymore? It makes no sense, and I'm not excited. There's nothing of interest in any of these films. I don't know if anybody cares. You lost Johnny Depp, because whatever, Johnny Depp is Johnny Depp. Ezra Miller's not a guy you'd want to be associated with right now. J.K. Rowling's not somebody you want to be associated with right now. And you made a really shitty movie, so this is going to be a troubled production and a terrible cast through and through. So you got to commend the filmmakers for that, just completely giving into the bullshit that's going to be The Secrets of Dumbledore. I genuinely don't know anybody who gives a shit. I don't. It's diminishing returns at this point. You can't build this up anymore. It can't be anything special. I don't think it can be. What is it going to do? Should I talk about the Fantastic Beasts films? I thought about it. I thought about doing a Harry Potter special. But I'm like, does anybody who'd watch those videos want to see me shit on it for that long? Where I'm just like, yeah, this is boring and stupid. And the kids suck, and it's just a fucking school, and nothing's cool, and why is Johnny Depp in here, and like, what is happening, and I know everyone's like, why did Dumbledore age like 40 years in the span of a decade? I hope, if they do explain why Dumbledore goes from being like a sexy businessman to an old wizard robe guy, I hope it's because he was cursed, and the secret was that he's actually like 1,000 years old, and now like he's finally like the curse is broken, and he's like caught up to his own age. I hope that's the case. Just some complete stupid shit. Isn't Ezra Miller in that like franchise his brother or something dumb? What? It's called The Crimes of Dumbledore. But it's like the man Dumbledore. And which man is it talking about? No, it's the Secrets of Dumbledore. Is it talking about Albus, who is Jude Law, like the one from the Harry Potter movies? Or is it talking about Ezra Miller? Or do they have a sister? I don't know. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate the Fantastic Beasts. Just how it became so shitty, so fast. And now Warner Brothers can't back out of it because Harry Potter's a hot IP that they're going to bank until they're dead. One last piece of news here. Speaking of banking things until you're dead. It was revealed just a couple days ago that Nintendo Direct had their big event, and they announced the voice cast for the Illuminations Super Mario Bros. Film. And boy howdy was it the weirdest thing you've ever seen. So, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for an animated Mario movie. It's a great idea. I've pitched my talents for a live action Smash Bros before. I love the idea of Nintendo doing this thing. The voice cast to me is so stunt casted where it's just like, these are people we can get to talk about this instead of being like proper voice talents. And it's weird. Look, the voice of Mario, he's going to be in the film. He's not going to be Mario or any of his characters that he voices, but he'll do some stunting shit for them. So, let's break down like the main characters. Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. I hate it. I think Anya Taylor-Joy is the hot commodity right now that everybody wants to work with, that she's getting all these projects that I don't think she can handle. I just did a review of 9 Perfect Strangers, and I said in that video, and I'm going to reiterate it here, Samara Weaving's way more talented than her. So, I know it's just a voice, but I'm just like, you don't have to give her everything. You don't. No one is going to complain if it's somebody else. Okay? God. Jack Black will be Bowser. Again, it's so stunt casting where I'm just like, yeah, TikTok likes Jack Black. YouTube likes Jack Black. Why can't we let, like, a villain in any of these types of movies, like, sound threatening? Like, it always has to, like, be played off as a joke. Because you can't cast Jack Black and have that character be scary. You can't. Okay, it's kind of like Zach Galifianakis as the Joker in the Lego Batman movie. It's like, there's supposed to be a level of frightening to it. And it makes me go, this isn't going to be a straight up Super Mario Bros. Adaptation where they're like trying to save the princess. It's going to be some weird fucking parody shit. I don't care. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I get it. I don't see it. I mean, I would probably say Seth Rogen too. Like, that's a name I toss around. I can't see it. I really can't. It's dumb. You need a stronger voice. Not like a thing. You need like a intensity. I said John Cena. I have said John Cena for a while. I still think he's the perfect choice. Charlie Day is Luigi. Okay. I get what you're going for. I just don't think it works. I don't need a manic looking fucking Luigi where he's just screaming and he's pissed all the time. I don't care. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. Yeah, I see it. I don't care. But the one that's got everyone up in arms, and I have to agree that it's a weird choice, is Chris Pratt as Mario himself. It's an insult to the voice actor. It's an insult to Italians all around that this is the guy doing it. I don't think he could pull it off. I don't know what this movie looks like, but it can't be interesting. I know people have their reservations of Chris Pratt. I know that. But the guy is known for some weird stuff lately, and you see talks about the kind of person he is, and it just makes you wonder, you couldn't get a different actor in this role? Like, really? We got Chris Pratt? Whatever. I don't know. It's either going to be a mess or a success, or both. Either way, I don't think it's going to be good as Sonic, because Sonic is too good for the fucking movie it is. Honestly, why is Sonic good? I don't know. But hey, that's Sonic. And yeah, Super Mario Bros. Movie. Okay. Let's see what you got. So, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to jump into the world of DC Fandome. So much like I did last year, I broke up my categories into like subsections: games, comic books, television, movies, and then wild speculation. I tapered my expectations when I did this list because I remember watching that, was it 8-hour event last year. I watched all of it in a whole. I was there from the first second to the last second. I watched all of it, and I'll be doing that again this year. I'm not going to be live streaming it just because you don't need to see me seeing that when you can just see that and then see me talk about it later. But I made some huge freaking predictions last time. I was like, we're going to get some announcements for Justice League Dark. We're going to get some announcements for Amber Heard being kicked out of Aquaman 2. None of it came true. So I kind of like went in, okay, let's be a little more realistic in this betrayal this time around. And let's start with some of the stuff I think for the video games. First off, I do not think there is going to be a new video game announcement. I don't think we'll be hearing anything from that. Maybe we might get like a tease for a Superman game if we get anything at all in regards to new stuff. But for old stuff or stuff coming out, I think we're going to get a new gameplay trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I think we'll see some stuff on that. A little more information, because I already teased this stuff. And the same goes for the Gotham Knights thing. I think we'll see some gameplay footage or a new trailer dropping, showing some of the stuff we're going to see. That's all I think we're going to see for video games. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get like a big showcasing of anything new in terms of the video games. I think they have like a clear understanding of what they're going for this time around, for like what their like big push is going to be. And I don't think it's going to be the video games. The same goes for the like comic book stuff, which kind of upsets me because you're dealing with the DC universe, and I'd love to see them talk more about comic books. But I have a list of some of the comics I do think are going to be brought up in specific panels, maybe just to like bridge the gap between time and stuff. So I think we're going to get another panel involving John Ridley and talking about like his Batman and Chase and all those characters. Because that was something we saw last time. Last year, they were like, there's a 60% chance the new Batman will be black or something. And now we've got about a year of stuff. Well, maybe not. It started in January, right, when Jace kind of came into prominence. So we've got about 10 months up until that point of Jason, like John Ridley, working on that book. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say we're going to get some information or just have him talk about the character. I feel the same way about Yara Flair's Wonder Girl. I think we'll get Joelle Jones out here to talk about the character, or just maybe some more of the creatives behind the scenes about that character. For a second, they were doing a CW show about Yara. That was canceled. So I think we could see this character being brought up into the discussion. I really do. The same kind of goes for Aquaman, The Becoming. This is a book that I think came out last week. I did a review on the first issue. It's the story of Jackson Hyde, who is Aqualad. He is the son of Black Manta, and basically it's kind of about him stepping out to become the actual Aquaman. I think Jackson's a great character, and he represents a great part of DC with diversity and inclusion. And if they never talked about him in any other format, because as it's seen, he's not being mentioned in any like television programming or movies, this is where you bring in that inclusion card. Because all these characters I've talked about so far represent different aspects of culture, and I think that's something we could see explored in here. So I have a couple like other things comic related I think will be brought up. I do believe we'll get something about Jonathan Kent, the son of Kal-El book. I think you have to bring that up, considering Superman's not like really leading a title anymore, the Clark Kent one, like a mainstay title. I think you have to bring that up. I do believe we'll hear something from Tom King. I'm going to say maybe it's going to be about like the Human Target and that kind of stuff, and just like he could do like a panel or something about like strange adventures and like his projects and stuff. I think we'll see that. But for my big prediction when it comes to the comic book stuff, I do think we're going to be getting a big reveal from Brian Michael Bendis, like what his next big thing is going to be. We are kind of moving out of the era of Infinite Frontier, and then we just got Williamson doing the Justice Incarnate book, which leads me to think the next big event at DC could be spearheaded by Bendis, and it could be something relating to some of the villains we previously saw, you know, like Eclipso, Necron, all those characters. I could see that being the case here. It could be Johns, too. I think Johns could come back and make a big project here, but with the lack of success for Doomsday Clock, I don't think it's going to be Johns. So that's all my stuff for the comic books. Again, I wish they would talk more about the comics here. Maybe they will this time around, but last year they really didn't, and they kind of like pushed away one of like the other half of the panels that could talk about that stuff. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So let's get into probably like the media section of the stuff I'm thinking here. That is the television stuff. Of course, television is very popular. It's very, important these days. So I think the most prominent thing we're going to see featured for television is going to be Peacemaker. I believe we'll get our release date, which they're saying is January. I know James Gunn has been saying January. That's really soon. We just got like a little bit of a trailer for like the HBO Max stuff. I don't know. Looks fine. I don't think Peacemaker is that cool of a character to like lead a thing, but I think we'll get like a full-on trailer at Fandome where we'll see everything involved. We'll get all the information. They'll definitely have a panel. I have no doubt that Gunn is going to come back to talk about the show. Cena will come out. The actor playing Vigilante will come out. They'll all talk about this stuff. I guarantee we will see that. Get some information on that kind of a stuff. We'll see. Kind of fun. Peacemaker's a weird choice, right? Like, we all saw that movie. It's weird that he said Peacemaker's the one I'm going to play with, but it's okay. So I think Peacemaker will see the most from it, and I got a couple other things here. I think we'll get some more information on Stargirl Season 3. There'll definitely be a Stargirl panel. They'll talk about what's coming up in the season. I'm going to guess that's something they're going to look into. I think we'll get a Season 3 confirmation, and it might just be like a couple, like maybe 2023 is when it will air. They'll probably have to film it sometime. I'd like to see that happen. I think that could be really fun to see. Same with Superman and Lois. I think we'll get a panel from Superman and Lois talking to all like our main cast, and maybe we'll get like some confirmation on like the start date of filming for Season 2. I know that Bitsy Tulloch has some scripts that she's looking at for Season 2, so I think we'll be seeing that sooner than later. But I just don't know. I really like that first season, and my gut is telling me they're going to keep up that ante, so it could be a little bit more time before we get that. I think the same with Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol Season 3 just dropped. The first couple episodes just dropped, so the time... I'm trying to think here. They do an episode a week. That could be episode 8 or 7 they'd be on by the time we get to Fandome, so I could definitely see a panel involving Doom Patrol. I would love to see Brendan Fraser come out to talk about this. I think if there's ever been a time to get Brendan Fraser involved in talking about something, it's right now. His stock has gone up so high. The man has no haters. There's nothing but love and support for him. Get him to talk about it. I think it kind of like gave people a revitalization of his career, and they're like, yeah, we like him. Get him out again. Come on. So, yeah, I don't know. I think those are all shows that are still in active development that we don't have a lot of information on. I have a big prediction here, I should say. A big prediction I have is that we're going to get a movie sequel to Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I think we'll get an announcement of like maybe a straight to DVD or like a streaming movie like Teen Titans Go to streaming or something like that, and they have to like make their own show, or they're trying to be like, how come maybe Teen Titans meets the Titans, Teen Titans goes to the Titans. I think just Teen Titans Go it's just too popular to not bring it up somewhere. And they were teasing like the superhero high stuff and all that shit. I think we'll see some of that. I really do. I think that'd be kind of cool. And I have another one here. I think we'll see something for Pennyworth. That's still trugging along at whatever pace it's going at. But yeah, Pennyworth, maybe a renewal, maybe just a clip of things to come in that season. That could be pretty exciting. I don't know. I think it would be. Another bold prediction, we will be getting some Green Lantern news. They have been teasing the show for a long time. Finn Whitlock is signed on to be Guy Gardner. If I'm going to guess, we will be getting our confirmation on our Alan Scott. We'll be getting our confirmation on our other... Who's the other one they're doing? It's not Jessica Cruz, is it, for like the present day? We'll be getting more information on maybe who's writing it, when they're looking to start filming, if they have started filming, what's coming down the line. But we'll definitely be seeing Finn Whitlock talking about the property. I have no doubts about that whatsoever. It'd be a shame if he didn't come out to say something. Like, he's the only talent we got on board right now, but he's a big enough name where I think he could get seats in theaters. I know it's for television, but it would work well. I like him, and I'm very curious to see how this Green Lantern show could work. With the budget of something like Doom Patrol and Stargirl, I think Green Lantern could be special, just because it's a little more popular, but the fact they're not saying like Hal or John, it kind of worries me. Because Guy, he's not the lead. Guy's not a lead. If you tone down the toxic masculinity-ness, maybe. But still weird. Still weird. So, Green Lantern news. I do believe we'll be seeing something from Harley Quinn Season 3. Whether it's an animation, whether it's like confirmation on like some of the upcoming voice talents. Like, I've been saying for a while, I think it'd be super funny if the villain of the third season was Punchline. and you get like, who's a young hot thing right now? Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah, fuck off. I think if you just get like a young talent to play like a punchline, and she's like, I'm the new Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, her and Ivy are just banging away. That'd be awesome. I think that'd be really cool. I maybe we'll get Kaylee out here to talk about it. I could see that being the case too. I just think wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we saw something like that. I really like the Harley Quinn cartoon. I think a lot of people now realize that it's actually something special. And I think it's just made a lot of people happy that it exists, and we're going to see more from it. Another bold prediction here before we get into like my last two wrap-ups. These notes aren't in any particular order. I'm just putting shit on paper. I think we'll get confirmation on a new animated series. I don't know what that could be. It could be something different. It could be something special. I just think we'll get something new. For children, for adults or something, they could make the announcement of something different. I also think we'll be getting our first look. Well, I think we'll get a clip. Of the new series, My Adventures with Superman, which is that new animated thing they were talking about with like Jack Quaid as Clark Kent, and they got Jimmy Olsen and Lois in there. That still image they showed a couple months back now, I think, that looked pretty finished. And I think we could definitely be seeing a release date, obviously 2022. I'm going to say early 2022 for that. And they could just be like, hey, here's your first look coming March 2022. I wouldn't be surprised. My final piece of news here, it's not fucking news. My final piece of information here for the television stuff is I think we'll be getting a behind-the-scenes look at Naomi with Ava DuVernay. I think, especially because New Gods was canceled, they're probably going to want to make Ava happy. So they're like, hey, would you like to host a panel for like 10 minutes talking about Naomi? You can get the talented actress out here. We can just talk about the character and the world for a bit. Get Bendis involved, and we could bring it all full circle. Maybe get a release date or like, hey, how's the filming going? Maybe some... I think we'll get behind the scenes. I really do think we'll get some behind the scenes stuff for Naomi. And they'll probably build up that character a lot right now because Naomi is going to be your America Chavez type. Which, Naomi will come out before America Chavez, maybe? Like, no, Doctor Strange comes out in February. Damn it. It bothers me sometimes where I'm just like, okay, yeah, DC was doing the multiverse first, but Doctor Strange will come out before The Flash. Naomi is a more fresh character, but she's better at traversing the multiverse than America, but America will come out first. So everyone's going to think that DC is ripping off Marvel with these ideas, when coincidentally, look, I say it all the time now, we are in a fucking multiversal arms race in these things. I really hate it. It's exhausting. It is so exhausting, and it's killing me. I don't know if it's killing other people. I'm just fucking lazy. Okay, let's jump into my predictions of things we'll be seeing in terms of movies. Now, I didn't go too crazy in this. Like I said, I have like my wild speculation stuff that we'll get into. I just think looking at the list of stuff we already have announced or potentially announced, I have a couple predictions. The first one, I think it's kind of been confirmed already. We'll be seeing a new trailer for The Batman. Like, the movie's supposed to come out in March. That's very soon. It's very soon, and we're going to need to see some more stuff from it. Probably get a nicer full-shot look at the Batman. We'll get a new idea of what the story's going to be, a new feeling for some things. I have no doubt in my mind that the Batman will be playing heavily over the weighing parts of this entire event. Last year, it was probably like the biggest reveal that we got. So I have no doubt in my mind we'll be seeing some important Batman stuff. If they drag Pattinson out, I'd be surprised. I could definitely see it more just like, hey, we're showing off footage. Here's Matt Reeves again. Not a surprise there. In a similar vein to the Batman, I 100% believe we'll be seeing something from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. We've already been seeing some still photos of, Orm and Arthur and some shitty costumes. I'm not too excited for an Aquaman 2. I liked the first one. I didn't love it, and I just don't know what other story there's left to tell because you put it all in that one. You did. I will argue that if the Aquaman movie came out in 1986 to 1996, in that time frame, that entire movie would have been split into a trilogy, because the first half will be Aquaman loses and then him and Mera have to run away. The second movie would be Black Manta attacking. The third movie is the big war. You literally did every Aquaman story in that movie is all I'm saying. There's not much more you could do, but we'll see a trailer or something. I also think we'd see some footage or like a first look, some more stills or like some behind the scenes for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I really liked that first initial photo we saw with the cast. Gets me excited. I like that idea. But we've been teasing Helen Mirren, Rachel Zegler, is she the one that's going to be appearing in this? I can't remember. One of those kids that's like popping up right now. She's appearing in this. I have no doubt that they'll drag her out to talk about it. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And we saw it as the thumbnail for this video if you're watching on YouTube. I absolutely believe that we'll see something from Black Adam. If there's one big reveal I think we're going to make, it's going to be the first look at the Justice Society in that film. I think we'll see Aldous Hodge as, Hawkman. I think we'll see Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. We will definitely be seeing not just concept art, we will be seeing like full-on costumes and set production for that movie. I think it's currently filming or it's in active development right now. So I don't think we're going to be seeing trailers or anything, but I do think we'll see some stills. I 100% think we'll be seeing something with Noah Centineo or whatever the fuck his name is. We have to. He's a big name. It's a big commodity. There's no way we're not going to do this without showing him. He was even in the last one with The Rock. They announced him. So now that we got our full cast, I could definitely see them going full swing in this. I think out of every movie currently on DC's slate, that's the one I'm most excited for. It might mainly be because Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate, and I think that is incredible casting. It's such a great idea. He's probably going to die. We'll give it to Khalid at the end, but I'm on board for that, man. I'm 100% on board for that. They say ISIS was going to be in this film. I can't remember. I think it's going to be Black Adam. That's going to be the big takeaway from this. We might even see Dwayne Johnson in the costume, not just promotional art or concept art. Either way, wouldn't it be cool if he had hair? Wouldn't it be dope if this was the movie that Dwayne Johnson said, I'll wear the hair piece? I think that would make me eternally happy. So, the same way I was talking about Black Adam, I think it's impossible not to have some Flash stuff. And look, I've said my piece on The Flash. I'm not excited for this movie. I don't think Ezra Miller should be leading a franchise, and we're in a multiversal arms race, and I don't like the idea of that taking precedent over actual story. We're going to drag Michael Keaton out. I think it's a given. I really do. At some point during this entire, if it's 8 hours again, who knows? At some point, Michael Keaton's coming out. He's going to say some stupid shit about, I'm Batman. We'll maybe see him in the full costume or whatever costume he's going to be wearing. They just potentially teased Red Death. And maybe we'll see Sasha Calle in the full-on Supergirl costume, not some behind-the-scenes stuff. It's a Flash movie, and Michael Keaton, it's a lot. Look, this has a lot of problems. This entire movie. If they're using this to reboot or to multiverse or whatever, I genuinely don't give a shit. I just know this is going to be the film people look at as they are copying Spider-Man No Way Home, which I hate. I don't like that. And I will say, if there's one person I'd want to see come back out of any superhero, like a Maguire or a Garfield, I guess it'd obviously be Christopher Reeve and Linda Carter. Those are the two. But aside from those two, it'd be Michael Keaton. So I guess that's kind of exciting. Not in a Flash movie, though. I couldn't give two fucks about that. But hey, who knows? It could be something special. It probably won't be. I have no hopes for this film. I think we'll see an early, maybe some test footage or just some early concept stuff. I don't know if we'll get too far into the Flash. But mark my words here, we'll see Michael Keaton talking. Whatever capacity that is, he'll say something stupid. He'll be out there talking. So, we did get confirmation a couple weeks back that Leslie Grace will be Batgirl. You gotta makes you wonder, they're going to be talking some announcement with Batgirl. Maybe J.K. Simmons will come out and talk with her. Maybe we'll get an announcement on the villain of that movie, who that's going to be. Maybe we'll see some concept art as her in the costume. I think we'll have Leslie Grace talking about it. I really do. Whatever capacity that is, she'll be out there talking about it. I feel the same way in a sense about Emerald Fennell talking about Zatanna. I like Zatanna a lot. One of my favorite characters. I think she's fantastic. And if there was ever to be something that was going to lead us into the dark universe of DC, it'd be the Zatanna movie. So I think in a surprise, we could get a casting. I don't know who that could be. Everyone's got their theories. Of course, I got my own theories. I might hesitate a guess of Emilia Clarke. No, she's doing Secret Invasion. Forget what I said. It's not Emilia Clarke. Who's the next hot thing right now that's kind of successful? Samara Weaving. Samara Weaving. She's not part of anything. Oh yeah, chuck her in there. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I think Zatanna will definitely be talked about in some capacity. And maybe even John Constantine. They were talking about like a Riz Ahmed type. We might get to see a John Constantine thing. Maybe. I have another theory here, and all I wrote was something Gal Gadot related. Something, tone deaf that she's used to saying, or something that makes sense. I don't know. Wonder Woman 3 announcement. Wonder Woman 2018 Wonder Woman. I don't know. I could see it. I honestly could see Wonder Woman doing... Like, Gal will be appearing somewhere. I don't know if they'll be talking fully about, 84, because that was kind of fucked, but who knows? I think Gal would just do something. Maybe she'll talk about Red Notice or whatever that movie she's doing with that guy, The Rock. My last piece of news, I keep saying news, I'm so out of it right now, guys, but my next thing here for movies before we get into my crazy speculation is, we had some speculation that the lead star in Cobra Kai would be in talks for Jaime Reyes. I think we're going to get that official casting announcement and a confirmation on filming for that. I think, does Cobra Kai Season 4 come out December? Or it's already out and Season 5 comes out soon, or it's filming soon? I think we're getting the announcement of the Blue Beetle movie 100%. I also think, and it's weird to say, I think they're going to Spider-Verse it a little bit, and we're going to get a Ted Kord in here. I don't know who that could be. That is just something I would 100% believe them to be like, oh yeah, no, we can make him our Miles Morales, because honestly, he is your Miles Morales. Make him your Miles Morales. That is what you should do with Jaime Reyes. It just makes sense. It makes so much sense that Jaime would be your Miles. So do something with that. So those are all my main predictions, but I have 5 oddball ones that I'm saying these are rampant speculation that might never happen in this event, but if they do, you heard it here first. Number 1, Michael B. Jordan is announced as Calvin Ellis, or, Val Zod. I think he's been in talks for this for a while. I 100% think at some point he'll come out in the cape and he'll show his logo. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Who he plays, Calvin or Val, I think it happened. I really do. But it's unlikely. I think if we're not pushing the Superman brand right now, we're kind of pushing the Batman and the Flash brands. Maybe not, but a Michael B. Jordan Superman would be pretty cool to see against the Black Adam. That's all I'm going to say on that. My second big one here, I think we'll get a lot of casting news for Black Canary, i.e. we'll get our Green Arrow. I don't know who it could be. I think we'll get our Green Arrow. I think we might see Michael Rooker come back as Savant. I 100% theorize that we'll have the confirmation. I think we'll get the confirmation. Well, we have the confirmation. We might get Misha and Journey out there talking about it. I'm going to venture a guess and say they're going to get somebody as Green Arrow. Which I think it's time. I think it is time. We could have Black Canary leading it. We don't need to have Oliver be a main character. And if we do, don't introduce him as Green Arrow yet. And I want to say this because I think it's kind of important. I think there are few heroes whose the color of their skin is evocative of the character itself. Obviously, I mean Caucasian characters. In my opinion, there's only 3 main Marvel and DC characters I think should remain Caucasian. The first one is Danny Rand Iron Fist. I think that's an important part of his character. Another one is John Constantine, and I think the other one is Oliver Queen. I think Oliver Queen should always be a white guy just because it goes into that character where he's the spoiled rich kid, like the preppy lacrosse playing son of a bitch. That is evocative of his character. He should always be that Caucasian guy who is like helping the poor. He's the Robin Hood type, and I think having him be Caucasian plays into that like expectation that it's not the Oliver Queen would be that version of Green Arrow. I think it's important. Who's a white guy we could get to play him? Taron Egerton, I guess. I don't know. Number 3, Henry Cavill returns as Superman in some capacity. I don't think this is going to happen in the slightest. That's why I'm just saying if it does, I'll be surprised. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's done. You can lock that and put it in a fucking vault because I don't think he's coming back. I really don't. Number 4, Michael Keaton announces a Batman Beyond film. Again, it's been rumored and speculated for ages and ages. People have been saying, get Michael Keaton on to do another Batman Beyond film because that's what the people want. People want to see him come back as that Bruce Wayne. And I'm just like, I guess, do we really want to? Or we just like Michael Keaton and he's so charismatic? Either way, I see it happening. Maybe this time around, maybe next time around. I guess it depends how the Flash movie does. But I'm going to speculate we're going to see it. And my final piece, I'm bringing back from the first predictions video I did, a resurrection of the Swamp Thing series. I think it's time to bring it back. We can go back and shooting, quit writing shit off for taxes. We can make it work, guys. Let's make it work. Let's bring it back, please. It's a really, really good show. It's so good. So that's all my predictions and speculations of stuff I think we're going to see at Fandome. I think it's going to be a fun show. I can't wait to come back and see how I did, if I got things right or wrong. But as always, I like to end things with some recommendations here on the GeekWave, and that's what we're going to get into now. My first recommendation to you is the 1980s Hawkeye comic book. It's surprisingly fun and really cool. I recommend checking it out. Of course, the Harley Quinn animated series is really fun, really engaging. I just think it's hilariously fun and creative. And Swamp Thing. The Swamp Thing TV series, I know not everyone's going to check it out. It's good, it's fun, and it's different, and I recommend giving it a watch. So, thank you guys for watching this installment of the GeekWave. And if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, thank you for listening there. Please give us a rating. It definitely helps out. If you have any recommendations for topics you'd like to hear me talk about, please email them to me or put them in the comments below. As always, you guys can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.